Today's gonna be something a little bit different. I'm gonna hang an axe, but it's gonna be a Puget Sound axe. I've only hung a couple of these. This is a West Coast style felling axe, Puget Sound pattern. This one's a Sager Chemical 1944 with a really nice stamp. A lot of the collectors that collect Pugets, they only want them like 13 inches or longer. This one's 12. So it's in really good shape. Not really a super desirable one. The stamp's really nice, but it's only 12 inches. But I'm gonna put it on this handle. They usually, back in the day, they'd be on a 42-inch handle, and those handles are really hard to find now. So my buddy Ron, he started making these, and I'm pretty sure I got him hooked on axes because he's making handles now and he's hanging axes and stuff. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, 42 exactly. Actually, my first YouTube video ever was at his house. If you watch my first video, that's at Ron's house. And so he made me this 42-inch Puget Sound handle. And we're gonna put this Sager on there. So I got a little bit of work to do. I'll turn the camera off for a minute. I'm gonna mellow out this shelf right here because I was looking at it, and I'm gonna make this transition mellower. You know, it's kind of abrupt right now. I'm gonna mellow that out and get the eye fitted. So maybe I'll put it on time lapse for a minute. Alright, I got it all fitted up. Pretty much all sanded. Gonna hit it with the 600 grit real quick. I'm not gonna burn this handle because I'm a little worried about it warping. Like I don't want to put any heat to it and have it bend, you know. So I'm not even gonna take the chance on that. And then I mean, if you ever really want to challenge yourself to an axe hang, double bits are a little bit more challenging as far as getting them on there straight. You know, getting them on there straight this way and this way. This one was going on pretty straight this way, but I had to tweak it a little bit, and I still might have to do that for the final fitting. And I'll show you how I do that. And then another thing is, a lot of guys that hang double bits, because you're taking this on and off a bunch of different times, and you don't really want to like flip it around and forget which way you're putting it on. So a lot of guys will like mark an X on this side and then mark an X on this side of the handle, but this one has a stamp on it, so I know that's the face. And this handle is half sapwood, half heartwood, so this back side is heartwood and the front side is sapwood. So when I pick a handle, I always look at each side, and this is the better facing side, the sapwood, just because there's, I don't know, this discoloration just anyway, this side looks better. So I'll take the best looking side and put it on the side of the axe that has a stamp. Most axes have stamps. So I didn't have to put an X on here because I knew I was putting the stamp side of the head on the sapwood side of the handle. So that's how I did that process. And you'll notice on this handle, because it's a homemade handle, this shoulder point is up a little higher than this shoulder point. So it'll make it look like the head's not on there right, but you really stand back and look at it, and it's not down on there all the way yet. And then I flip it around because sometimes it looks different when you flip it around. And that's how it's all by eye with me. I don't do any measurements or anything. I look at it by eye. So, and the first thing I do, I just start tapping it on. And I check it this way. This is how I check if it's on straight this way. So it's kicked a little bit that way. And double bits are never the same. One bit, sometimes one bit will line up and the other bit won't. This one's kind of like that. Like this one's pretty close. The other one's not. So I got to kick it that way. And this side needs to go down. So we got it straight this way. And another thing that makes it look off is if this isn't cut straight. This isn't cut straight, it's taller on this side, so it's making it look like the axe is down farther on this side, but it's not. Okay. So it's straight that way. So we need to kick this thing over as I'm hitting the bottom of the handle. So I'll take a scrunch and I'll jam it in this side. I'm jamming it in the wrong side. Yeah, because I want it to go that way, so. And it already moved it over a little bit. Like this side is almost on. This side's dead on. So most double bits are like that, like it has a little bit of a twist or something. So I'm going to keep that in there as I do the final fitting. Got a nice tight fit all the way around, no curling. That's about as good as it's going to get that way. Alright, let me make up a wedge. I don't know what kind of wedge this is. I don't know what kind it is, but I know this wedge is definitely way too tall. It's not, there's no way that's going to go in there all the way. I'm just going to get as much as I can out of it and fill the whole gap. No glue, because this is not going to be a user axe. I'm not going to use it. And if I wanted to put the handle on something else in the future, I could take this off really easily. So let's get this wedge in there. I'm actually going to start it like this. Still got a gap right here. So really all I need is a little bit more. Plus the kerf only goes down to right there. So we're gonna be bottoming out pretty soon. As long as we fill that gap before it bottoms out, we're good. The only times I use a metal wedge is if I bottom out before the gaps fill. Then I'll put a metal wedge in there to fill the rest of the gap. Getting closer. I always shave off the access to get it to go in easier. Alright, we're just going for a little bit more. That's looking pretty good. Alright, gaps are filled. It's feeling like it's in there pretty tight. Not really trying to get greedy with this one. Starting to crack the wedge. So I'm going to call that good. I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to use linseed oil on this one. I'm not going to stain the wood with Watco or nothing. I'm going to do linseed. So let me cut this off. I'll sand it and linseed it, and I'll show you the final. I don't know if that's focusing or not, but that's what the wedge looks like. So heartwood, sapwood, that's what you're seeing, the difference. This is really nice hickory. It came from a lumber yard down in Medford. I think it's called Beavertooth. It's nice hickory. I mean, I've bought hickory that felt really dry, and this, you can tell it's solid hickory. I always like the burn look better, but I don't want to take the risk on this one. And it still looks sweet without it burnt. And it's like I burn all my axe handles, so it's kind of nice to not do it like that every once in a while. So there it is. 1944 Sager Chemical Puget Sound on 42-inch hickory. Another one goes in the collection. Thanks for watching.